So now we've got examples 3 and 4, and I should be able to get both of those in this video. So the formulas for volume tend to be a little bit easier than surface area because, we're looking at the interior of the space instead of all of the lateral area that we have to deal with. So what I'm dealing with here is we've got the area of the base, which in this case, our base is this right triangle, which is, I'm going to say 1/2 the base times the height of the triangle. Right, so that's the area of my base, and I'm going to be multiplying it to the height I have here. This is my height. So I'm going to be multiplying that to the height of the shape, which in this case is 11. So now I'm going to plug in these pieces for the triangle. I like to do this in 2 steps just so I don't get confused on what the height is. Because this is the height of the prism and this is the height of the triangle. So I've got 1/2 my base of 10. So there's my base, there's the height of my triangle, and times my height of 12. All of this here is being multiplied times 11. So I can simplify some of this in my head. So I'm going to do that because this is 110 times 12 is 120, and half of 120 is 60. So that's the area of my base, and I'm multiplying that times 11. So I know that 6 times 11 is 66. And so this 1 0 would stay with it. So 60 times 11 is 660. So there's the volume of my triangular prism, and its volume, so it's going to be centimeters cubed, because 1, 2, 3 centimeters are being multiplied together. All right, so that is a prism. Now we want to look at a cylinder. So a cylinder, once again, we are the area of the base times the height. Well, the area of the base here is going to be equal to pi r squared. They've given us a diameter of 9, so that's my diameter, which means that my radius then is half of 9. Well, if I divide 9 by 2, that's going to give me 4.5. So that's what my radius equals. So I can say that my volume here is pi r squared h. So r and h. And so I'm just going to plug in. So I've got pi r squared is 4.5 squared, and then I'm multiplying by my height here of 5. And I'm going to put that in the calculator and round to the nearest tenth like we've been doing. You could leave this in terms of pi, so I'm going to do that first because we'll leave things in terms of pi a lot in pre-cal. So I'm going to pop up my calculator, and I'm just going to put the 4.5 squared in times 5 portion first, and that is 101.25. So I could actually write this as a fraction if I chose to. Pi would be a perfectly appropriate form for the volume, but we're going to go ahead and multiply the pi through. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to pop right back up there. I'm going to add a pi in, and it tells me that my volume is 318.08. And like we've been doing on all of our stuff, I'm going to round this to the nearest tenth. So that's going to approximate to 0.1, because that 8 is going to make it round up. So 0.1. And this is inches. So this would be inches. And it's going to be inches squared because we squared here and we multiplied again, so it's going to be inches to the third power because this is volume. In your work, you would just be putting in this 3.18. All right, so now we're going to look at pyramids and cones, and they are very similar except their formula is slightly different. So it's 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So, and this is height, not slant height. So height here is given to me as 9. So this is my height. And then my base, right, my length times width for this pyramid. So I just plug in into my formula. So the area of the base is my length times my width. Here, let me rewrite those L's as just L's so they're less confusing. Because right now they look like slant height, don't they? All right, we're going to rewrite that as the area of the base is length times width, and L equals. All right, so if I'm plugging in, then it's 1/3 of the area of the base, which is 9.5, my length, times my width, which is 8. That is multiplication and not a second decimal symbol. And then I'm multiplying by my height here, which was 9. Then I can put all that together in the calculator just to make life easy because we are using decimals and rounding here. So I've got 1/3. I'm going to scooch over outside of my fraction and put my parentheses in. 9.5 times 8, that was the area of my base, times 9, the height of my pyramid. And altogether that's going to give me 228. It's a nice whole number. 228, and this is centimeters cubed because we multiplied centimeters times centimeters times centimeters to get the volume. And we're racing along here, but we're going to find the volume of this cone. So the volume of a cone is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. But once again, what is the area of the base? Well, the area of the base is equal to it's equal to pi r squared. Now, we don't actually have enough information for you guys to solve this cone today, I don't believe. I'm going to pause real quick. So you don't actually have enough information currently to solve this because we haven't gotten to trig yet, and we're not going to worry about that right now. So I'm going to give you guys the side length you need, which that the radius is equal to 6.9. I'm going to give you that, and we're going to plug it in here. So I've got 1/3 the area of my base, which is 6.9 squared times pi, right? So that is times pi times 6.9 squared, then times my height of my cone, which is 11. Oh, not equals 11, times 11. Sorry, I'm getting a little punchy here on the last example. So times 11. And then I can put that in the calculator. So I'm going to pop up my calculator and I'm going to start typing. I've got 1/3 scooch out of my fraction times pi times 6.9 squared times 11. And that's going to give me, not equals, I don't know why I want to put equals there. That's going to give me a volume of 548.42. And when I round that, it becomes 548.4. And my unit here was inches, so this is inches cubed. Remember, in the Google form, you're just putting in the numbers. All right, those are your examples. Please feel free to ask me questions over email if you need to. I will be available possibly a little bit in the evening tomorrow, but I'm going to be at doctor's appointments most of the day and at the dentist. Yay for efficient scheduling of everything at one time. Ooh for dentist. I will see you guys on Friday. Have a great day. It's going to be okay. And make sure and get those problems done. You can work together if you need to.